can see by the water that I'm walking through. Just discovered my Gore-Tex boots are no longer waterproof. But some old logs here to try to keep me up off of the water. And this is what I've been looking for a while now. Not quite ready to flower, but soon will be. Labrador tea. If I step off here, oh good, I didn't go into the water. You see the telltale orange fuzzy underside like velvet. The margins, the edge of the leaves all curled over. And there's quite a bit of it through this swampy area. I'm going to harvest a little bit of it. Whew. Black flies. Right in the eye. Stick. Whew. Right. Whew. Well, I'm out today in the Blue Mountain Birch Cove wilderness area, to an area of that I haven't been since last fall. Right now I'm at the south end of Ash Lake. Whew. Black flies. It's the 17th of May here in Halifax. First beautiful day we've had yet this spring. 23 degrees right now, I believe. Nice light breeze on the water. Of course, I'm back in the woods. The black flies are eating me alive. I haven't put anything on yet because I've been moving. But part of what I wanted to do when I come out today is try a new product. Anyone who does YouTube filming will know that DEET is one of the enemies of our cameras. It'll just eat right into the plastic, and it's not very good for the cameras. And you know, I understand that a lot of people don't like putting it on their skin. If there was an alternative, I would certainly like to try it as well. Well, I may have an alternative. I have no idea. I have not used it before. It's a product by Avon. My wife has a friend who sells Avon products, and it's called Skin So Soft Bug Guard Plus with a keratin. Not DEET. No DEET in this. And I have a sample packet that it's a wipe that I'm going to try out. Give you a little bit of a close-up. I'm not recommending this yet. If it works, well, that'll be great, but we'll see. You know, when I was a young fellow, my father used to spend a lot of time in the woods fishing, hunting, camping, you name it. And he swore by the original Skin So Soft bubble bath, or bath oil, I guess it was. And he said, not only did it keep the flies away, but you were the best smelling guy in the camp. So, I don't know if this works half as good as what he claimed the original stuff worked. It might be a good alternative to DEET products. So I'm going to try this out before I lose too much more blood to these guys. Man, I don't know if you can see them around me. I'm covered pretty much head to foot. It's just my hands and my face that I'm most concerned about. Oh, it's soaked. Wow, this is a lot of stuff. If it turns out, I'll find out more information. If it works out, I should say. Oh man, this is it smells pretty good. A little worried it might be something that would sting when I shaved this morning. Sometimes you put on oh, it does sting a little. all around the hairline, back of my hands. It's still quite wet. I'm going to put it back in the envelope and see if I can't save a little bit in case I need it. Alright, so I'm going to set up and have some lunch in a minute. Just talk a little bit, tell you what I'm doing out here. Stick around. So I failed to grab any birch bark on the way in, which is unusual for me because I love my birch bark. But I did find some fat wood. I have my little hobo stove set up for a top-down burn, filled with upright softwood, and I have a little bit of hardwood once it gets going. So I'm going to attempt to light my fat wood shavings, put it on top, because I'm getting hungry. I think the smoke might be a good thing to... There we go. Oh, went out. Did I mention it was windy? There we go. Maybe the smoke will help keep some of the black flies away. I think that Avon Skin So Soft may be working, but yeah. They're still around. Let's see if this is going to catch. Alright, well that's getting going. It looks like it's going to. Set up and get my lunch. It is a beautiful day out here today. The kind of day you just want to come out and enjoy the woods. And I had all kinds of ideas of what I might do today when I came out. I was going to look for fiddleheads, I was going to look for Labrador tea. I had a bunch of little projects I wanted to do, things that I wanted to make videos on. Once I started out hiking, I said, they happen, they happen. I watched a video recently from my friend Mike Barton, Bushcraft Bartons. Mike had said that he was starting to get a little burnt out from constantly trying to produce YouTube videos that people would watch. And he realized he needed to just get out and enjoy the woods. And that's what I'm doing today. Most of the winter, while I have enjoyed it, most of the times that I went out specifically to film a video. It didn't take away from the experience of being in the woods, but it did add a pressure to get things done, to get the shot, to get set up with the camera work, to get everything done within the time that I had. And of course the shorter days in the winter meant you had to hurry that much faster. Not today. Today I'm just here to enjoy the sound of the wind going through the trees, the sound of my fire heating my water, the sound of the black flies in my ears, the smell of the woods. Yeah, if I don't shoot anything else for a video today, then this is what you're going to get. I hope you enjoy it. I'll take some footage along the way, show you what I'm doing to enjoy myself. Maybe I'll find something to talk about. I did find some Labrador tea earlier. I'm not going to talk too much about the Labrador tea today. I think I'll do that on another day. But my stock was getting low at home, so I did find some that I could take home. Found some nice pieces of fatwood. I can show you those. One method I like using, if I can't find a stump, is to go to a pine tree. It has to be a large, well, it doesn't have to be, but I like going to the large, huge pines where the lower branches, and sometimes 2, 3, and 4 inches in diameter, have died off. And I'll cut right back to the stump. And quite often, this is what you'll come up with. That's rich fatwood. And this branch is old and dead, but it is just 2 or 3 pounds heavy. Solid fatwood. Actually, it's already leaking out. Wow. That's what I used to start my fire today. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy myself. Share some of that with you and hope you enjoy it as well. Stay tuned. It didn't take too long for my water to come to a boil. Oh yeah, that's good. Lunch today. Not that I need a hot lunch, but I am hungry. Tortilla soup with ground dried venison. And like usual, I put other things in there. I can see some mung beans and quinoa and rice and mixed vegetables. 2.5 cups or so of water. Not boiling too hard. Don't want it to boil too hard. I find if I boil it too hard, I could risk burning it to the bottom of the pot, but sometimes it climbs up over the side, boils up too high. So I let the fire go down a little bit after the water came to a boil. I'll just keep my eye on that for a few minutes. It looks like it's going to be something nice. You know, I'm having my fire right now is an established fire pit that's been here. I've used it before. It's built on top of a rock. There are some roots around it, but the roots aren't where the fire pit itself is. And people over time have put rocks here, and there's a bed of ashes, and it's very wet underneath right now. So it would have been safe even if I had decided to build a full-size fire, but I decided just to use my hobo stove. Works really well. I can contain the fire nicely. Doesn't take a lot of fuel. Easy to put out. But speaking of putting out, I carry with me, especially during the summer, a 3 or 5 liter dry bag, specifically for the purpose of getting water in when I'm near a water source. Like right now I'm about 200 or 300 feet away from the lake. But if I'm near a water source, but I want to have water on hand so I don't have to keep running back and forth, I fill the dry bag up with water and I bring it with me and I keep it at the campsite. Now it serves 2 purposes. I don't have to go back down to get water for my tea later or my coffee later, but also if I am having a fire and I'm not as careful as I would like to have been, or even if I am and it's time now to put the fire out and shut it down and make sure it's out, that 2 liter or 3, I guess it's a 3 liter bag, is perfect for using to put the fire out, or in case of emergencies, or just as extra water. So that's what I did today. When I filled my pot up with water down by the lake, I also put in or filled my little bag up with water as well. Good. A little hot, but good. So while I sit here waiting for my lunch to cool off a little bit, it's got to be at least 4 liters. I have no idea how big this bag is. It's 4 or 5 liters of water. Not sure if any of you know the channel Bushcraft Biker. The young lady who runs the channel goes by the trail name of Mad Mel. She's over in the UK. It's a relatively new channel. It's well worth checking out. And one of the reasons I like watching Mel is that she's not at all pretentious. She is as honest about her experience or lack of experience as you can be. What's nice about that is that she's sharing her learning, her successes as well as her mistakes with us. And she's asking for our assistance as she goes along. Well, in her most recent video, she went out for the day hike, and whatever plans that she had when she went out, they were put aside pretty quickly because she got into the area where she likes to go, and she found that somebody's campfire had gotten out of control, and it looked like 10 or 15 square feet, maybe more, maybe 20 square feet, had burned in the immediate area. And she said it had gone into the root system, or appeared to have gone into the root system, and there was smoke coming up from the ground in a number of areas. She spent the next hour and a half, 2 hours, trying to douse that out. Certainly wasn't her responsibility, but as any good steward of the woods, they'd try their best to put it out, and she did. And she had used what I believe is a tarp. It's called the DD Magic Blanket. Now, maybe somebody knows, maybe it is an insulated blanket you wrap around yourself, but she used it like a tarp, and she'd gone to the brook nearby and filled it up with water a number of times to put the fire out. She accredits the blanket for having saved the day, and I said no, it's actually the angel Mel who saved the day. But that points out a reason for carrying a dry bag like this with you. You can have water right next to your fire without any need of having a big bucket that you would have to carry with you. Something else. My recent videos using the small stick stoves and wood pellets and charcoal, I had mentioned I was going to start carrying wood pellets in the woods, and I did today. I started today. About a cup and a half would have been enough to cook my lunch, boil my water for coffee. The idea is that had it been really wet out here and I had struggled to get a fire started, I know that this would have worked. 5 ounces, maybe. Didn't take up any space, just went down inside my stove, which just goes inside my billy can. Okay, so I'm going to eat my lunch as it cools off here. I'll bring you back at coffee time. Well, as I enjoy my coffee here, I thought I'd show you something new. My pants. You know, you probably know if you follow my channel at all that I don't like spending a lot of money on my gear. I like having nice gear, but if I can get it on the cheap, I like it even more. And I mentioned before, anything that I have that's of a nice quality is something that was given to me as a gift, or gift cards. But recently I was in the market for a new pair of pants to wear outdoors. Couldn't find anything in the thrift shop before coming out. Happened to be out in Costco one day. They've got these nice nylon pants. Now, first time out, can't get too much of an impression about long-term durability in them, but quite nice and roomy. They're the zip-off, right at the knee or just below type of pants. Didn't know if I'd like that or not. I wasn't sure if I'd be conscious of that zippered area rubbing against my knee as I walk, but I haven't even noticed it. Sufficient pockets, zippered pockets for safety, and some other cargo pockets on the side. Good color for the woods. One of the things I really like about them is they dry really fast. And I got into some water a few times already today as I was trying to find some Labrador tea, and I noticed that my pants had gotten quite wet. And from kneeling on the ground here, the ground is quite wet as well, but they dried off very quickly. They feel a little heavier than a lot of the pants that I've had in the past, so hopefully they'll be quite durable as well. Thought I'd share that with you. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. So I don't know if it is the Avon Skin So Soft or not, but the black flies are still all around my face, buzzing in my ears. Now I can't feel them landing on me, and they're not biting, but they're right in my eyes, going in my nose. So I don't know if it's working as effectively or not. I guess the only way to know now is to dig out some DEET product and put some of that on and see if that's working. But that just goes with spring in the woods, especially in Nova Scotia. Lots of black flies. But once I get moving along the trail, I'll be exposed to the breeze and the black flies won't be as much of a problem. Alright. Enjoy my coffee, and I'll pack up, and we'll see if we can find anything else along the trail. Decided to take a little detour up the side of a hill here. There's this beautiful little brook running down it. I just wanted to see if I could get up and get to its source. The only piece that I've seen so far on this trip, chaga. 15, 18 feet off the ground. No getting that one. It'll be there for a while. Oh well. Keep looking. Whew. Well, oh man, the silence in here. Saw a huge owl a few minutes ago. I tried to get the camera out in time, but he actually heard the camera turn on, turned around and looked at me, and lifted off before I could even get him into frame. That was kind of cool. I have about another half hour before I'm out of the woods. But I thought I'll stop now and say goodbye. New path, well, it's not a new path. I've been on this path a few times, but I took some side trails this time just to see where they led. Kind of cool. Just found some new and interesting things. And that's what it's all about. Getting out and exploring. So until next time, you get out and explore. Take that path less traveled. It'll make all the difference. Bye for now.